Hi everybody, and welcome back to the 7th episode of this little 9-part mini-series where I appreciate your photographs from the 5-day challenge that we did, and I tell you about the masterclass. I'm looking at like this right now. Hello, it's nighttime in Paris, so got the windows closed and everything. Lovely artificial lighting. And yeah, so it's going to be half an hour, and it's going to be 20 minutes of me appreciating your photographs with a couple of mine, and 10 minutes on the masterclass. The masterclass is starting on Monday. We're getting the group together. We've got the Facebook group going. I'm getting very, very excited about this. I can't wait to get going. So let's launch in. First of all, first 20 minutes, your photographs and mine. Last 10 minutes, you can ask me leave comments, ask questions, but the thing is I won't look at them until the end, otherwise I completely lose track of time. After 20 minutes, just before I tell you about the masterclass, I'll look at your comments. Oh, I can't resist. There's one. And it's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Okay, that's the last one. I'm not looking at any more. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to show you this. Now I've got to get done. So this is the photograph from my little graphic here. It's down in the bottom, in the middle, and it is each of these photographs is supposed to illustrate a particular photographic point. That's why I chose them for the noughts and crosses image. And this one, it could be a couple of things actually. It could be about repetition, because you've got the repetition of the girl's face on the left, and she is appearing out of thin air on the right. Isn't that magical? You've also got a connection between two people in the photograph. When you've got someone in the photograph who has their back to us, who is looking at something else, we can put ourselves in the position of that person and look at the girl and the painting almost as though we were the artist, which is a wonderful thing to do. And apart from that, it's just a pretty picture of Montmartre. It's a special square in Montmartre where lots and lots of artists draw pictures of tourists, basically. But and I've never done it, but you know, I was kind of envious when I'm looking at this and I'm thinking of what a beautiful memory that's going to be. Then again, I've got my photograph as a memory, and I don't know the girl, so there you go. Right, let me move on to your stuff. Now, day 4, this is all about day 4, and day 4 was getting in close. I thought it was colors for a second, but we've done colors, haven't we? Or is it? No, I think it was colors. Oh my goodness. I'm losing track of time, and I'm possibly losing my mind. So this was Sana's contribution. Thank you, Sana. And I've put in quite a few compositions. In other words, collages, triptychs, whatever you want to call them, people putting their photographs together. Because when it's a color you're focusing on, it's so much more powerful. Sometimes you realize the theme is a color when you've got several photographs and they all have the same color. I don't know if she played with the colors to make them all the same color or if they really were this color, but it's all this kind of soft, creamy beige, and it's really effective together, including a flower, including a kind of bust thing, and another. Maybe, is it possibly the same? I'm not sure. With this rather intriguing picture behind, I kind of wonder who it is, and maybe Sana did it. Is it Sana? I don't know. So that's a really nice collection. Now this is from 𝗬𝗫𝗫, and 𝗬𝗫𝗫 is a flower expert. She kind of found her thing on the masterclass, to be honest. She realized she was kind of restricted because she's in lockdown. She could hardly go more than a few meters from her home, but luckily she had beautiful flower fields around her, or fields with flowers. So this is a typical 𝗬𝗫𝗫, in your face. Oh my goodness, isn't that incredible? Picture of a sunflower. I can't quite fit it in, but I really want to make it big. Now, she's got a beautiful row of sunflowers going away into the distance. Repetition, again, you see, is really powerful element, not elephant, element. And it's also beautifully sharp. Can you believe this is a smartphone photograph? It's incredible, isn't it? She's got something else. She's got some stunning lighting. And I tell you how to do that in a lesson, one of the trainings on light in the masterclass. And the background is fuzzy. It's an absolutely beautiful shot. It's a stunning shot. It's great. Thanks for sharing that. Those colors, you've got those two tones of very light, bright yellow, and you've got this deep yellow moving into orange. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got, this is from, I was going to say it was from Iskra, who's doing the masterclass, because the last time she did it, because she's coming back, and that's what some people do, she chose turquoise, but it's not. And I will actually show you her collage of turquoise pictures. Here we've got another one. This one is from Ruth. Absolutely beautiful 3 pictures. And what I really like about this, for a start, the composition, the big one on the left and 2 square ones on the right is great. What I like about it, though, is that in the left and on the top right, the background, I guess it's maybe the same table. The background is the turquoisey blue table. In the bottom, things have been reversed. The color which is sort of in this bottle and in the wall in the other 2 photographs has become the background where it was the table, is what I was trying to say. And the thing has the turquoisey tones, which is really clever. And there's a really good, I'm trying to see if I can see the photographer in there, because it's a reflection of the room. Really intriguing pot there. I quite like that. It's rather beautiful. Almost got tinges of the rainbow in there. That's a gorgeous composition. So thanks for sharing that, Ruth. That's beautiful. This is from Jackie. And I think she said something like, not all greens are equal, or something like that. This is really clever, because it's all very well to have a bunch of completely different unrelated things which are the same color. That can be cool, and it's amazing. This, though, you think, what has she stuck that thing in the middle? What has that got to do with? On the left, beautiful lush green verdure, and on the right, you have to work it out a bit, but I think it's a pond with lilies on it and stuff like that. 2 lovely bits of nature. She's gone and slapped some sort of industrial thing in the middle. Yes, but aha, it's a row of trolleys from a garden centre. So there's the link, you see, which is great. You know, it's nice. It's like the rails of the garden of the trolleys are holding the other 2, green nature and pond life, together, which is pretty cool. And it's square. You know, I always like square photographs. Don't have to be square, but that's my thing. Right, I'm now going to give you about 6 for the price of 1. And they are all from the same person. They're all from Vivienne, who lives in South Africa, not Greece. I don't know why I thought she was in Greece. She seemed to have similar traits to Despina and Angela. I don't know why. And anyway, she's from South Africa, and she gave us these. Now, the first 2 are small because I copied them the wrong way, but you get the idea. What is the first thing that hits you when you see these photographs? Bam, 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 bam. Well, there's the thing that it is, but over and above that, there's just this huge patch of color, and they are all dominated by a huge bunch of color, of the same color. And she put them into this collage, or most of them anyway. And isn't that cool? She's even arranged them in a way so it seems like there's a bit of space up on the top left there, top left, top left, top left. There's a top left there. It's very clever, you know. There's a unity within the diversity of these orange things, which is really cool. By the way, if you want to leave comments, you can. It's just I won't see them until 20 minutes are up. That's what I'm doing, so as to make this flow as quickly as possible. Really like this collage of 6. They're all the same, so you haven't played around with the shapes of the collage, but it works very, very well. So thanks for those, Vivienne, from South Africa. And if I got that wrong, right, here's another collage, similar colors, completely different style. Ta-da! And this is from Angela. So Angela is from Greece, and Angela is giving us red in no uncertain terms. But what a diverse range. In the top left, you've got a heart. I'm going to zoom in on these. You've got a heart, but it's kind of a negative heart because it's a heart which has been drawn out with a finger, I guess, out of the mist on a windscreen. And for some reason, there's a bunch of red. There's a whole load of red. I don't know if it's a street light on the water, on the windscreen. I don't know. It's just a lovely lump of red there. With the touch, that beautiful touch of a heart, that really changes everything. And then you've got This is not just any old chair. It's a chair taken from above. Isn't that cool? Changing angle, which is something we did earlier on in the 5-day challenge. Completely changing angle, completely changes everything. There's no way you would expect to see a shot of a chair like this. Fantastic. Then we've got, I don't think this is Angela. I don't know who it is, but it's a lady in red. Lady in red, you don't want me to sing. And then you've got a red t-shirt surrounded by green. You've got a red pepper with a dash of green. You've got red rose with very dark foliage behind. And you've got this beautiful mishmash of chairs, the majority of which are red. So that's a fantastic collage as well, Angela. I'm used to getting great shots from you. So there's another bunch. Okay, let me go to the next one. So we're all on colors. I'm really getting confused between color and close-up. I'm pretty convinced it's, oh my God. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced it's color this week. This particular day. And there is another stunning shot from Łukasz, who is a student from my masterclass. And it's almost entirely red. You could have just had a hole, which would have been fun. But, oh, isn't it crying out for something interesting in that hole, whatever that hole is? And we've got an eye. I wonder whose eye it is. I don't think it's Łukasz. I think it might be one of her nephews or something like that. That's really good. And you can't say that the main color isn't clear. Let's accept that here and now. All right, here's one from Reinhold. And Reinhold has gone yellow. So I'm pretty convinced it's the color theme today. And this is very similar to one we saw yesterday because of bits of a vehicle, bits of road marking, and I don't know what the one in the bottom left is. Could it be a vehicle? Maybe it's the same vehicle, actually. It looks like it could be the same vehicle. Is it some sort of service vehicle or something? And then looking around for something else yellow, he's found some bottles. And he's put them together and he's done a square composition. So there's 4 squares in a square. I'm a fan of that. You know why? Because all my photographs are square and I publish my photographs as not as compositions, together as 3x3 grids. They're not necessarily unified. There's nothing, except I do kind of try to have some sort of unification between them, but that's kind of by chance. Whereas this is on purpose. They're all yellow. So that's really cool. And then finally, Carol, we're going to get 3 for the price of 1 here, Carol. Lucky Carol. She gave us this, and I had no idea what it was. And she had to tell me it's actually a xylophone, but huge size for kids in a kid's playground. So that's nice. A huge slash of yellow there in a very intriguing shape. And then I don't know why I always find this slightly disturbing. I don't know. It's like flesh-colored bobbly bits. I don't know what it is. This is maybe what's worrying me. And we'll see later in a collage that she put together. There's 2 other things with equally strange kind of bobbly raised bits. So there you go. And she's gone really in close. She's got the one little bobbly bit in the bottom right, which is kind of an echo of all the little ones. That's often a good technique, actually. You have one thing big and several of them small. And then we have her final of this kind of beigey color. Yellowy beige, isn't it? Yellow, beigey, and yellowy beige, actually. With a, now, you know, on the face of it, she's taken a picture of a kid's slide. But this is a good example of how composition changes everything. She's actually chosen a pretty standard face-on shot. You know, she hasn't done much, but she has positioned herself. So you've got a bit of it coming off bottom left. You've got a bit of it going out top slightly off to the right, but maybe pretty much central. And then you've got a bit of it going off the shot, middle on the right. And that gives it this kind of nice unity of bits going off in 3 different angles. And it's surrounded on all sides by green of some type. I'm not yawning. It's late where I am, folks. So that's good. And let's see how she puts some of these together. So here we have when I click that, it goes automatically. Now she's done something cool because she hasn't got the slide. She's got 3 in the, it's square, but she's got 3 in the middle horizontally, and then the one up and above and below are one single shot. That's really clever. And the ones in the middle are very similar because they're all based on a round shape. I really think this is a great composition that you've made of 5 different shots. The wiggly bits on the top, the straight lines, but with an interesting angle on the bottom. Wonderful, can't fault it. Really interesting. You could put this on the wall, blow it up, put it on the wall. It would be a great, intriguing picture. And to finish off with, I'm going to tell you about my shot of the day. I said I was going to give you my daily shots, you know, not to hide anything. I haven't picked my best ones or anything. And you're probably going to see that in a second. I don't know what my best ones are anyway. You know, it's photography is so personal. And let me remind you of my #1 rule for judging shots, whether you think they're good or not. If you think they're good, they are. If you don't think they're good, they're not in your eyes. So the first rule of thumb is you take a shot. If you like it, it's great. That's all you need to think about. Then you show it to other people who will, strangely enough, have different opinions, but that's all they are. They're just opinions. That doesn't mean that you can't make your photographs look better and better in your own eyes, and often in other people's eyes as well, which could be an objective of yours, which is why you should come on the masterclass. I'm going to show you my photo of the day, and it's a funny one. Here we are. Rather curious, isn't it? Don't you think? Rather odd. Well, I shouldn't be putting thoughts into your mind, actually, because why should I tell you what to think? It is what it is, which is one of my life mottos. What it is a girl kind of struggling to keep her balance or get up on the top left of the shot with her arm chopped off. There's some photographer person, we can only see their arms down in the bottom right. There's some random woman wandering past in the top right. And there's a dude with his head chopped off, which you can't even see because of my overlay. Let me give you the whole picture. All right, there it is. You see some sort of kind of dude here, and then there's a couple talking here. So it's a rather strange photograph. And to be honest, that's why I published it, because most of my shots aren't so wacky. You know, it's almost a study in negative space. That huge bunch of grass is almost the entire picture with these kind of details dotted onto it. And I took it as I was walking past. It was a grab shot. I didn't want them to know I was taking it. I wasn't even looking. And I'm really pleased. I love it sometimes, just sometimes, when all the elements of the photograph that have meaning to us, like people, are hovering around the edges. And the middle is just a mass of non-stuff, you know, the stuff that we normally would try and get rid of. It's actually the heart of the picture with little bits of human dotted around. So I actually decided to show this, apart from it being my photo of the day, because it's an example of you make photography whatever you want to make it. You know, there are no rules. There are rules, but they're not rules to be respected. You can choose to look at, and we do this in the masterclass. There's a big part of what I teach is what to do with rules. And rules are fun. Rules are great. Rules are to be learned. Rules are to be ignored. It all depends on where you are in the process. So I thought I would show you that, and I think it's quite fun. Right, so we're up to about 19 minutes. This is where I swap over into masterclass mode, because did you know my masterclass is starting on Monday? We've got people enrolled, people getting excited. We're in the Facebook group now, the private Facebook group. We're talking about ourselves, saying who we are, where we're from, why we love photography, and we're sharing a photograph already, and we're starting to learn the structure of the program and how it's going to work. So I'm going to show you some of that now. I'll say hello. I just got, you were very respectful. Just had Thomas, I think, saying hello. And Thomas is doing the program. So we're starting on Monday. By the way, Thomas, there's a new video in our private Facebook group that you can check out. It gives you much more information about that. Right, so I'm going to bring up another screen. I won't be upset, by the way, if you've already seen this 6 times already. But if not, you can ask questions as well. If you have any questions about the masterclass starting on Monday, fire away. Right, so let me show you this screen. This is the Creative Smartphone Photography group. I wanted to show you this. This is the open group. From next week, folks, I'm going to start up weekly themes and weekly videos, okay, for everybody, for the open group. But I did want to show you this. I created this a minute ago. And just to make it clear, if you don't know what I'm on about, last chance to make your smartphone photography sizzle in 2020. My unique masterclass, and I promise you it's unique, starts on Monday, the 21st of September. Join me. And there's the address. So I wanted to show you that because I had fun with that. By the way, I really am very fond of this photograph taken in Montmartre. So this is me, this is my hand, you see, stuck in the wall of the masterclass. This is you reaching up because you want to be part of it. This is the Smartphone Photography Masterclass private group. Oh, good grief. I'm just clicking everywhere, and of course it disappears. So it's the private group where this is where half of the action takes place. Half of the action takes place on the masterclass website, where you absorb the content, watch the videos, and get your bonus points and celebrate stuff like that. And the other half takes place in the group here, where you're sharing your photographs linked to the assignments. So let me tell you a bit about the masterclass itself. And again, do ask me any questions if you have them, no problem at all. So this is the Smartphone Masterclass intro, and it's based around a mission. And the mission, if you choose to accept it, which you kind of do, because otherwise you wouldn't be doing the masterclass. I'll just zoom down to it. Here we are. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to develop your photographer's eye, master your smartphone camera, and produce a superb collection of original photographs under 9 inspiring themes in just 9 weeks. And the consequences of that will be that your friends will be impressed, you'll be very, very proud of them, and you'll be ready to go forth and do anything you like with photography from this point on. My objective is that this is the only photography course of any type you will ever need, unless you want to be a specialist photographer in a specific area. That's it. To be honest, it doesn't even matter if you have a fancy camera. I'm a Nikon guy, by the way. It doesn't really matter. With all the buttons, it really doesn't matter if this is your thing or a smartphone is your thing. In terms of the pure photographic skills we'll be covering, they're the same. A true photograph is made before you click anything. And then you can play around with it. You can play around with it on your SLR, your point and shoot, your smartphone camera with apps, which we definitely look at in the masterclass. But the true photograph is taken before. It's irrelevant, whatever you have in your hand. But to be honest, that's kind of advanced stuff, which we cover in Module 4. I decided to focus on smartphones, if you'll pardon the pun, because everyone has one. I want to share the amazing hobby, activity, passion, whatever you want, profession that is photography with as many people as possible. And very few people are lugging around a big fancy camera with 50 buttons on it. Everybody almost is lugging around one of these, and they're not even lugging it, it's in their pocket. That's why, and the quality is so good now that it doesn't have to be embarrassed, in relation to fancy cameras. When you're publishing them on the websites, the quality is stunning. All the photographs you've just seen were on smartphones. So don't worry about anything like to do with quality. Plus, the big plus, and another reason, to be honest, I called it the Smartphone Photography Masterclass, is because smartphones are so cool, what you can do with them. Not only is the camera really cool, there's a lot of hidden stuff you can do on the camera to take control of your photographs in much the same way as a fancy big camera. The apps are just amazing. So I'm definitely not anti-app. First and foremost, take a great shot. Then, if you have a camera with apps, go for it. Okay, so that is the central mission, which you accept, because that's kind of the deal. This is what you want. You want a stunning portfolio of photographs at the end of this course, don't you? That's what you'll get. And but let's say, why would you do it? Who is it for? Well, for a start, it's for people who love photography. There's no two ways about it. You know that you love images. You either know you love photography or you really want to love it. It's a hobby you've been dying to get into. You haven't had the occasion, the chance until now. This is your chance. Go for it. This is it. Here I am, fantastic masterclass, great group of people, very interactive, and, utterly affordable. So you love photography, or you're about to love it. You want to make the most of your smartphone. I've just mentioned that. By the way, any modern smartphone is perfectly capable of great shots. Even tablets, to be honest, if they've got a reasonable camera. You want to express yourself creatively. Creativity is the heart of what I do. I am Mr. Creativity. If I had to call myself anything, which I don't, it would have to be that. That's my key word in life. I've adopted it for fun. I've adopted it for fun. It's just a game. But I fundamentally believe that creating stuff on a regular basis is a fantastic way to feel that we're living a really worthwhile, enriching, and generous life. And it's not about, just you taking photographs and saying, aren't I a good photographer? It's about sharing, because when you take photographs, you've created something. It's not going to exist in a vacuum. You share it. When you share it, you get pleasure and other people get pleasure. Plus, it's not over. When you share, people are inspired by your work or your images, your creativity, to create themselves. And you could be the one to teach them. You could be the one to encourage them, as I am encouraging you. And what do? They create stuff. They're happy. They share it. If you look at the banner to the group, actually, I can get rid of this. Give me a little bit more space. If you look at the banner, it has this philosophy that I invented or adopted. It doesn't matter. It's just words. Create, share, learn. You create something. You share it with others. You get a reaction back and you learn from that, which gives you more creating ideas. Or you create something, a photo, you share it. People like it. They learn from your photograph. They create something original. They share it with you. You learn from their creation. You incorporate it into your next creation. It's just a beautiful way to look at life. And it can be a passion, it can be a hobby, but isn't it great to have something so, it can be quite, pardon the word, I don't like to use the word, but shallow. It can be superficial, but in a positive way. You look at a pretty picture of a flower and it makes you happy. It can be that, but it can also be you expressing your deepest, soul's desires or feelings. It can go as simply or as complexly, as deeply as you want it to. So that's why one of the reasons I love photography, and it's another reason I love writing as well. You can point a camera at any aspect of human life, and you can point a pen at any aspect of human life as well. So there is that. And finally, to create an amazing photo gallery, you will end with a beautiful photo gallery at the end. Let me show you. Not that, I always do that. I'll show you that later. It's the course program. This is what the last version of the photo gallery looked like. I don't know if I'll keep it that way or not, with my smiling jigsaw face in the middle. And everybody gets one of these, you see. You get your own pages in the gallery. For example, this is Jen, and this is a page from her nature study. She chose nature, she chose flowers. Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, it's simple, but it's gorgeous. What a fantastic composition. Easily put this on the wall or in a gallery, couldn't you? This is Iskra. And I told you about this earlier when I was looking at somebody else's composition of turquoise. It's a bunch of turquoise pictures she found in her home. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely beautiful. This is Despina. By the way, we cover really cool self-portraits. I actually have a separate course on this, which I did as a 5-day challenge, very in-depth one. But we talk about portraits in the masterclass. So look at this. Isn't that a stunning portrait, apart from anything else? Let me get rid of that. And so you incorporate that into your personal gallery, which is yours forever, as long as I'm around. This is her group of portraits. She went black and white. She went mean and moody in some of them. She went joyful. She went looking at the camera. She went not looking at the camera. She was in nature. She was inside. It's just wonderful. And just as another little sneaky snapshot, this was a project which 𝗬𝗎𝗘𝗓 did, and she went for graphical shapes. And it's amazing what you can find when you look around. Absolutely amazing. It's a combination of everything. We develop your eye. We let you see things. I give you ideas for finding things that you wouldn't have thought were interesting. I give you ways of photographing them, which makes them look stunning, and ways of putting them together, which look great. So that's all part of it. And that's pretty much getting to the end of it there. Oh, by the way, please look at the testimonials. There are some great testimonials, videos, new videos that I've got from people on the spring. There's testimonials about other stuff I've done, smartphone. I do a lot of stuff. 5-day challenges. I've got testimonials for this case. The last course that I did, this one in the spring written, I didn't even have time to put them in, but I did have time to put videos in. So do check these out. These are from people who did the smartphone, this masterclass that you can do now. These people did it in the spring, and they left very short testimonials, like 1 minute, 2 minutes. And it's really good because they're telling you about it from their point of view, not from mine. So do check that out. All of this is on the page, which is linked all over the place at the moment for me. It's this. It's infinitecreativitynow.com/masterphoto. Go there, sign up, read it if you want. You can if you want, you know, that's what it's there for. Sign up. We're on the special pricing until the course starts. You can still join in the first week. It's possible, but you don't get the special price. It goes up a couple of €100. So join now, please. I would love you to take this adventure with me. It's my heart's, it's my life's work. Go for it. And just one or two more things. I wanted to show you the structure of the course. Would that be interesting to you? Type it in the chat. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not this kind of salesperson, you know. I'm just me, my passion for photography, and showing you what I do. So yeah, a little peek at the program. Show you the modules. And just before I show you the modules, I want to tell you that it's based on a special sort of approach to education, which is called experiential learning or gamification. In a nutshell, it's do everything possible to make this a fantastic experience so that people finish the course. You know, the percentage of people that don't finish any online course they buy is horrendous. It's terrible. It's up in the high, moving towards 100% of people don't actually finish the courses they invest in. And it's things they're passionate about. It's ridiculous. They don't do it. It's such a shame. So this course is built around a philosophy and a way of presenting information and of motivating you throughout. You're not alone. You're in pods with other people doing the course. You know, if you need to discuss things without me, everything is designed to make this a course you will finish and be really, really proud of finishing. So that's what that little certificate thing there says. So quickly, the structure is, you see, you've got about a day left, a day to book on this. There are 5 modules. Module 1 is 1 week. Module 2 is 2 weeks. Module 3 is 3 weeks. Module 4 is 2 weeks. Module 5 is 1 week. That's part of the motivational scheme. You go up to the big module and you come back down. It's like you're freewheeling on the way down. And there's another thing. That is that after the first 3 weeks, there's a break. There's a week's break. So module 1 is 1 week. I'll tell you what they are in a second. Module 2 is 2 weeks. Then there's a break. And that is for 3 reasons. Really, really cool reasons. One is you've got a bit behind and you want some time to catch up. You've got a week. Another is you want to practice one of the techniques you've discovered and fallen in love with more. Do it in that week. The other is you want a complete break from photography. Please, I need a break. You've got a week's break. As long as you're up to date, you've got a week's break. And the same thing after this 3-week module, you've got another week's break. And people love that. It's really, really good. So do I, actually. Module 1 is the introduction module. It's discovering the joy of photography, what it's about. Why do we love photography? But we still start shooting photographs from day 1. Don't worry about that. Module 2 is 2 weeks. Week 1 is mastering the camera. The camera, you know, it's a camera. It's not a phone. It's a camera as well as a phone. And it's a good one. mastering all the ways in which you can control this camera. It's not just point and shoot. There's much more to it than that. And then the third week is about the apps. Wow. People loved this week. It was one of the favorite weeks for many people. Module 3, it's the heart of the program. It's the 3-week module. Once you've done this, it's downhill. It's learning all the techniques, all the compositional principles, learning all about lighting, filling your toolbox full of everything you need to go forth and take stunning photographs. Then you have the week's break. Then you have module 4. This is let's call it the advanced module, about developing your photographer's eye. It's 2 weeks. This is where you take the stunning compositions you've practiced in the module 3 and you add heart and soul to them. This is what separates true masterful photographs to just competent ones. You're in there. It's part of you. You've put your entire life into the photograph, and people will see that. People will start to see it's not just snaps. It's not even just cleverly composed photographs. It's more than that. That's what this module is about. It's the most powerful module in the entire training. And I'll be honest with you, I can't teach you to have a photographer's eye, but I can show you how to move towards it. And then finally, module 5. Oof, 1 week. That's it. We're coming to the end. We're relaxing. We're celebrating. But we've still got three trainings. And for example, one of them is about having the confidence to show your work to others. Another one, we talk about putting your work together as a group of photographs, not just single ones, not just single photographs slung together. Put them together in a way which is really, really satisfying. That in itself is a training. And then we're done. There are bonuses, but honestly, I want to keep it to this. I've already gone over my time. There are several bonuses here, really good ones, that I will probably add another 1 or 2 that I've created since I did this page. And then we're done. So I will just show you one more thing, and that is the course as a whole. This is the course outline as a whole, but I have blurred out the names of the individual trainings. I want this to be a surprise for you. So you see it's perfectly well organized. Everything is there. When you finish this course, you will not recognize your photographs. Your friends, and this is a fact, your friends will look at your photographs on Facebook and say, "Did you take that? What? How did you do that? You know, what's happened to your photography? What's going on?" And that is a beautiful place to be. I think you agree, especially as someone who's passionate about photographs. So there we are. It's wonderful. It's incredibly fun and exciting. It's my life's work in terms of photography, and I would like you to join me. So please join me, and you can do that by going here. I'll make it even bigger. There we are. So I don't need that. So there are 2 more of these. Both of them are tomorrow on Sunday, and then we go straight into the masterclass. So feel free to join me if you want to see some more analyses of your photographs from the 5-day challenge and a couple of mine. And if you want to, I don't know if you'd want to sit through the masterclass presentation again. You'd be kind of masochistic if you did. But there it is. That was fun. It's always fun talking about photography. And I'll see you again soon, hopefully in the masterclass. Bye for now.